to another F1 Manager video. In today's video we are doing round 10 of 17, I believe. Is that 17? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so round 10 of 17 for the Spanish Grand Prix. Since our last video, I do believe, or since I recorded the last stream, these two drivers, Bottas and Perez, have been announced for Cadillac next year. We got new upgrades coming for Belgium. New upgrades coming for, well, probably after Silverstone. So new upgrades coming for Hungary. Right, let's go into race targets. We want 9th or above for Perez, and 10th or above for Bottas. I think we can get a lot higher than that, but there's no point risking it. Just guarantee the money, to be honest.
Thank you for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona. The first Grand Prix held here was won by Nigel Mansell after a wheel-to-wheel battle with Ayrton Senna. But who will follow in his footsteps this weekend? The last race saw Yuki Tsunoda take the win. The team got everything just right, and when it came down to it, the Japanese driver delivered in style. It's shaping up to be a great weekend, so don't go anywhere.
Practice 1 is now over. Looks like it is going to be a Ferrari on top. Indeed it is. Charles Leclerc from Yuki, Lawson, Stroll, Schwartzman, Norris, Alonso, Piastri, Russell and Perez. Right, so it's practice 2 now over. It looks like it's going to be a Red Bull top session. It is Yuki Tsunoda, last week's race winner, from Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, Alex Albon, Lando Norris, Liam Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto with a grid penalty because of an unserved penalty in Monza, Sergio Perez, P10. Leclerc, Verstappen from Leclerc, Hamilton, Piastri, Norris, Russell, Stroll, Tsunoda, Alonso and Hulkenberg. Perez is on 92% confidence, Bottas is on 90. Let's head to qualifying.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Teams often bring upgrades to Barcelona, so the qualifying order could be a little shaken up. Cars need to be well balanced in both high and low speed corners to set a good lap here.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
We saw them set an impressive lap time in practice, so it's a great start as they move into qualifying. But as we all know, a good performance in practice doesn't guarantee success over the rest of the weekend.
Stay with us as we see who can deliver on motorsport's biggest stage.
Right, so starting our first flying lap in Q1, Perez and Bottas coming into the first corner, down the second corner and into the third corner. It's a tricky first sector, this one at Barcelona. Very hard to get right on the EA F1 game. A 22.2 for Perez and a 22.2 for Bottas. They're not separated by much. Hundredths, if that. Singapore race weekend in real life. 28.4 for Perez, 28.5 for Bottas. Now they're separated by a little bit more. Let's watch Bottas as they cross the line. Perez is going to go up and set a 12.1 Bottas.
And reminder, stay negative on the dash.
Probably a very high 3. Yeah, P6 and P7 in Q1. Hamilton was knocked out. Lewis Hamilton was knocked out. Let's hope we don't say that in real life, but it was Gasly, Hamilton, Sainz, that's a shocker as well. Hulkenberg, Albon, and Doohan, but this was their bogey circuit in real life. Bortoleto makes it through, which is important because he's got a grid penalty. Starting all day, Alonso, Hadjar, Bortoleto, and Behrman also opting to stay in. Piastri is knocked out in Q2, so another big name knocked out. Lawson, oh, I've gone too far down, that always helps. Lawson, Stroll, Piastri, Bortoleto, Ocon, Behrman were knocked out, and that means Bortoleto is going to start 17th. So in Q3 you've got Tsunoda, Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Bottas, Leclerc, Russell, Antonelli, Alonso and Hadjar. Starting our first lap in Q3, the track is currently overcast, so I've sent the drivers out straight away just because this might be when the track is at its coolest. That Red Bull's going to get in the way, isn't it? I said I'd send Perez out second, but I haven't done that. I'll remember to for the final run. Please get out of the way, please get out of the way, get out of the way, yep. Yeah, okay, that's nice, that's not bad. Perez purple, Bottas green. I don't really mind which one of my drivers qualifies higher, just as long as they qualify well. This isn't the championship season, so there's no first or second driver, it's just whoever wants it. But if I had to put somebody down, it would be Perez. Perez goes across the line with a 11.7 Bottas. What is that, an 11.9? Yes, an 11.9. Away we go for the final lap in Q3. Some drivers opting not to set a final lap, which I find is bizarre. But 1 minute left in the session. Bottas and Perez, could this be our first ever pole position at the Spanish Grand Prix? Perez puts the set time down, it's only a green. What does Bottas do? Just a green as well, so it's an improvement. Ideally, front row would be nice. There's only 9,000 separating Tsunoda and Leclerc, so it'd be pretty tricky to get between those two, but we could do it. It's a green for Perez, it's a green for Bottas as well. We come around the final two corners, up towards the line. What is it going to be for Perez? Slow the speed down. P2, he goes onto the front row for now, 400 in front of Tsunoda. What does Bottas do? Goes P5, that's a bit disappointing. Is that everybody done? It is, it's going to be P3 and P5. My headphones just started to make a weird noise. One of these two Red Bulls popped in front of us. It was Yuki, I think. But yeah, it's going to be P3 and P5 on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix. Totally not what I was expecting after the difficult practice sessions, but I will so take it.
The stage is set here in Barcelona. 66 laps around a track that the drivers know inside and out.
Barcelona is a circuit with plenty of history under its belt. It was here, after all, that multiple world champion Max Verstappen secured his very first F1 victory back in 2016.
And took out George Russell.
Barcelona is a tricky circuit to balance. The technical corners demand high downforce, but that means adding stress to tyres and potentially limiting race strategies if teams go too far. It's race day with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
The strategy: soft, medium, medium, hard for Perez. Medium, medium, hard, soft for Bottas.
It's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race.
They've got to be absolutely on top of their game if they're to get back in the points from P16.
16.
Right, let's get to it then. This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And indeed it is lights out and away we go. Just going to put the drivers up to high overtake aggression and do a quick save just for performance. Really sorry about this, guys. In fact, I'm going to save it over this one. Yep, and we are going to go 2 times speed, and off we go. Perez has had a bit of a stinker. No, Bottas has had a stormer. Bottas is up to P4. Down to the inside of Perez. Bottas is up to P3. Perez is down to P5, and then Leclerc gets both of them, so they're now down to 4th and 5th. I don't really know how that happened. What compound is everybody on? A lot of softs, a lot of mediums, only one hard, which is Jack Doohan at the back, and dropped again. So I feel like there goes Russell. Okay, why didn't you just go past me? It's the second medium runner in this train, so that could help Bottas later down the line, so they're not dragging Russell along and giving Russell their pace. Russell seems to have lost a lot of pace already. Leclerc has just overtaken Tsunoda. While we can, I'm just going to chill with the tyres. Bottas has just regained Leclerc, and Verstappen fighting for the lead. Perez is going to go for it on Tsunoda, but nothing's going to come of it, which is what he's doing. And he's going to go for the move on Tsunoda again, this time round the outside, and he does make it stick. And Perez is up to the podium place. See how that happened. Okay, there's no commentary for this one. Crofty's decided to retire. Just DRS round the outside. Job done. Russell is has overtaken Bottas. Bottas gets Russell back, and Perez homing in on Leclerc. He's going to make a move to the inside, then to the outside. He's going to storm around the outside and make the move for second place. Perez up to P2, and now he's got his former teammate and at one point championship rival in front of him, being Max Verstappen. And Bottas has lost a second, but he's quite happily trading DRS with Russell. He's right behind probably Lance Stroll running in P13. He just goes for a quick spin, gets it back on track as quickly as possible. Perez is going to go for... Nope, not going to pit yet. He's going to go for the move on Verstappen on lap 12 for the race lead. He's going to go down the inside, and it's not going to stick. It seems like every time we've gone for the inside there, it's not stuck. And there is George Russell making a move on Valtteri Bottas. I'm going to try and get ERS down the inside with Valtteri, fresher tyres, doing the business, and that is how it's done. A bit hot sat behind here though, that's the only negative about it. Russell has come into the pits, which is good for Bottas' race. And in response to that, I'm not going to want to leave it too late. And I feel like the tyres are wearing already, so with Perez, let me just quickly move the strategy around. And we are going to come in this lap. What was the gap? What's the gap? 11 seconds? No, we don't need to respond to Russell. Let's just give it some beans, and we'll respond next lap. Some mediums next lap for Perez. So Perez is going to jump into the pits on this lap. And into the pits he goes, hoping for a good stop. I'm hoping to be out in front of that Aston Martin, to be honest. 2.6 seconds will take that. Will we be in front of the Aston Martin? We should be. That is a really good stop and a really good gap out in P8. Tsunoda comes into the pits. Norris is starting to home in on us. What is Tsunoda going to go for? Set of hards. Okay, Red Bull doing the opposite to us. Hamilton is also going to come into the pits. He doesn't want to be undercut by anyone behind him, and he wants to maintain the positions he's worked really hard for. He's going to go on to softs. So he's trying to have an even more aggressive bit of the race. Where is Hamilton going to come out in with Russell? Not too far behind. He should be out just in front of Isaac Hadjar, which is what we need, just in front of Russell. Yeah, we need a good stop here. On your marks. I don't know why I'm saying that. I about to start sprinting. 2.6 second pit stop as well. Yuki Tsunoda sets the fastest lap. 4.7 seconds behind Perez. And 2 seconds out in front of Russell.
Now this was at turn 1. And there goes the steering. What caused that, I wonder?
Comes into the pits. And get both my drivers to use some excess fuel. Bottas so that Russell doesn't catch, and Perez just because why not? It will help boost the undercut. And Perez is, well, he's out way in front. Charles Leclerc goes on to hards. Lee Lawson doesn't bail into the pit lane and can be a bit of a blocker. He does not bail into the pit lane. That's big for us. We're going to get past him. Is Hamilton going to get past him? It's not even a contest. Hamilton sails by in the Ferrari, and that is not what we need. Piastri comes into the pit lane. What are McLaren going to throw him on to? Because he was near Hamilton. He is going to go onto a set of soft compound tyres, just like Hamilton. And speaking of Lewis Hamilton, he is going to come flying past. There's a yellow flag there for a second. Doohan has locked up. I don't think we're going to watch that. And Hamilton is down to Hamilton's up to P6. Bottas down to P7 the pit lane. The lap after Piastri, so I imagine he'll also be going on to softs. No, it's hards for the McLaren, man. Okay, it might be 22 laps mediums, 22 laps hards, 22 laps medium. Maybe. This doesn't seem like a bad strategy. He's out in P8 behind his teammate. So Norris has had a shocking... We're going to be out in the lead by, I was going to say a fair old way if Tsunoda wasn't here. He's really caught up on us. I haven't noticed that. I haven't been checking. But the hard tyres for Yuki Tsunoda seeming to work more than Perez's mediums, and he sails on by. Oh, we've got a puncture. We've got a puncture for Antonelli. There's a puncture. He held us up a little bit there. Lost us a couple of seconds. He's holding up Doohan now. Don't hold up Bottas, will you? Bottas and Hamilton fighting. I believe Hamilton might have just got DRS from that. No, he didn't. Bottas did, but you can't really use it. Hamilton pulls out a little bit, and Bottas finds the gap and up to P5. Verstappen comes into the pit lane. Verstappen into the pits. Soft tyres going on for the Dutchman. And he has done 25 laps on that set of mediums, so a fair old stint that. He's out. Is that just behind Perez? No, 9 seconds behind Perez. Right, these two are now really close to Leclerc. I'm going to put some energy and some fuel into it. Bottas has just overtaken Leclerc for P4. Hamilton comes in this lap. What is he going to go for? He's going to go for a... Verstappen overtakes Perez. We'll need to watch that. He's going to go for another set of the softs. Cockpit cam. Bottoming out. Perez didn't want him to have the inside. He moved twice, which I'm pretty sure is illegal for a defending car. But that was Max Verstappen around the outside of Sergio Perez into turn 1. Much fresher tyres, so it wasn't even a competition. Hamilton out just behind Russell. Unfortunately, that train of Stroll and Albon not there to get him. I say it was a train, it was just one car. Leclerc has just overtaken Bottas. But Perez is coming into the pits on lap 33. Needs to be a quick stop. It is a quick stop, 2.7. We'll take that. I'm going to actually check where we are on the pit stop championship, so I didn't check it. Bottas overtakes Leclerc, which is nice. Perez is up to P7. And in the pit stop standings, we do not have a... We need 2 point... Oh, sorry, for breathing into the mic. We need 2.2, really. So for Bottas, Perez is about to get his tyres up to temp. And Piastri and Leclerc both come through. Piastri should be pitting soon, so should Verstappen coming into the pits just after Perez. So what's Tsunoda come in for? Set of mediums. And
there's been a
Bottas
slow
is going to
pit
fight
stop.
Leclerc, and he's not going to get anything out of it. And Hamilton is just at the fastest lap with a 14th. Is in DRS of Leclerc. Piastri has come into the pits, like I said, like I thought he would. Bottas is up to P2, and Piastri goes for a new set of softs. We are getting an undercut on Leclerc here with Bottas, which is strong. That's what we need. So we do need a quick stop here as well. There's a lot of pressure in today's Grand Prix. Williams have a pit stop there, and we need a pit stop, a good pit stop here. 2.5, that's exactly what we needed. Onto the soft tyre goes Bottas, and he's out just in front of Alonso, I'd say. Probably by a couple of seconds. Safety car. No, that's when we didn't want one. Oh, that's an awful time for us. An awful time. That's going to let Leclerc in front of Bottas. That's going to... That's shafted our race. Got a free pit stop from this, so he'll definitely come in. Leclerc needs to come in. But I think it's after that. Norris will come in. But what does Tsunoda do? That's the big one for us. He stays out, okay. Norris should come in. But I'm going to keep Perez out. Perez is in a similar situation to Tsunoda and he's staying out. So, yeah, everybody is going on the blue moon is going to come in. But Perez is currently P3. That has shafted Bottas a fair bit to the point where he's even out behind Lando Norris. That's a big yikes considering he was in front of him the whole race. We are about to go racing.
Copy.
We are racing. Antonelli has a mechanical fault. The two Red Bulls are going to go at it straight away. Perez is here, seated, ready to fight, ready to scrap. Tsunoda wanting that place. He's got that mechanical issue we need to be wary of. Bottas is watching Leclerc and Norris have a go. Are they both on mediums? Yes, everybody in the top 5 is on the medium compound tyre. It's only behind Bottas that they're on the hard. So Bottas needs to be a bit of a blockade, really, for the people on hard. So we're going to go down to aggressive, though, with Bottas, because I've just remembered his position. Have a look at that. Round the outside at T4. mediums versus softs. Not as fresh softs compared to most mediums, but he gets the place solid, no point overdoing it at this point. And Bottas is going to go again all the way around the outside of Leclerc. Nothing's going to come of it. He's going to go down the inside of turn 5. Bit of battery on the exit. We're up to P3 and P4. Don't go for Perez. Do not kill Perez. Bottas and Perez. Bottas going to swoop around the outside. Perez is not going to have any of it. I'm not going to get involved with this. They can fight. They're a team. They're free to fight. The race is probably very fucked up. So, yeah. And Perez is going to go for the inside again. Bottas is going to send him around the outside. And Perez is going to swoop around the outside. And Bottas is not going to have an answer for it. There's nothing going to come of it. It's the two Ferraris. Charles Leclerc is going to dive down the inside.
Has to be said,
yeah,
that was
he is going to touch his teammate, and he's going to shove Hamilton onto the grass. And Hamilton's going to lose multiple positions, and so will Norris, as Norris was forced to slam onto the brakes. Just got Leclerc out of DRS as well because of that instant. And Bottas is going to come in this lap. Perez is going to go on for one more. So we're going to need a quick pit stop here, because we are going to have an absolute stinky 15 laps, I think. We are out, 2.4 second stop. We're going to be out in P15. Lots of work to do with Bottas. Into the pits comes Perez. Bottas needs to get these. I think points are still on here. I reckon points are definitely still on. I just don't think high points are on anymore, which is a shame. 2.5 second stop again. Nice, that's what we needed. And Bottas goes down the inside on Pierre Gasly and gets the place. Sonoda is coming into the pits. That's going to be big. That's going to be telling. He's going to be on for the softs. He's had a slow pit stop. He's had a shocking pit stop. He should be out definitely behind us. Come on, Perez, you've got to go for it. You've got to go for it, Perez. You can't just sit here all day. Sonoda is going to be in front of us. That shows the time we're losing already in this track. You can see in the pace throughout the whole weekend. But given my strategy bottle. There we go. Perez is up 15.8 and a 14.7. Based off that pace, we could probably do it when he's doing stupidly slow, but I'm not sure. Loads of ERS used down and towards it was a massive battle for P2, which I reckon we could have been on for a double podium today, which is gutting. Possibly, actually, probably second and a fourth maybe, but it's 11th and 12th for the minute. 15.8, which is again quicker than Lawson, so I genuinely reckon we can get there. We just got to keep this good pace up. I'm losing my voice with all this commentary though. Sorry, I was drinking. Lawson comes in. Lawson comes in. That's going to make it 10 times easier for us. Well, these guys might start coming in actually. Really born mediums. This is where the race begins. Alonso, who was chilling in like P10, 11, 12, has managed to get up to P4. He is on hards, and he could be a shout for P2. Perez gets Lance Stroll up to P9 minute, even 30-minute video. It should be a lot easier now. We need to get the DRS, and we need to get past. We need to get back with that train. We've just lost 3 seconds. That's going to be that could be the reason why we don't make points or even a podium today. We need to get within 5 seconds of Leclerc as well, getting his socks up. We need to get down the inside of Russell, which we do. Russell's just lost the so now we need. Antonelli has retired with a terminal issue. Perez is going to go up to P6. Solid move. Hamilton's past Russell, and now Bottas is getting in on this as well. He's a bit late though. Only 2 laps to go. Bit of ERS, bit of DRS. Can we go round the outside? Can we go down the inside? Very bold move. Very brave overtake. We have managed to get it done. Although is he going to find a way to get us on the exit? We're going to go round the final corner, and hopefully we'll have the move done. We do have the move done. We've managed to overtake Russell. We need to get Russell here. Brilliant. That's Norris, sorry. We're up to P4 now. Let me just save this because it's been a wild couple of minutes. And that is the podium because Leclerc has a penalty, so we don't even need to overtake him.
You need to keep your K1 usage down a bit,
more.
otherwise
Perez
you
is going to get a podium from where we were. That is amazing. Bottas is going to be P9, but it should be... It will be P8, which is a bit stinky.
And P3.
But, yeah, unfortunately that's all we could do. But points was good.
Yeah, good job for everyone, guys.
Should have picked the hards, really, with Bottas, but we didn't have any hards, so done everything we could.
P0, please.
But that is a shame. P3 and P9.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
Valtteri Bottas there, coming back to the team now.
A P9 finish today and some points on the board.
And onto the podium goes Sergio Perez, and he's certainly in good company there.
3 podiums this year for them, building up an excellent points haul.
And by the looks of things here in Barcelona, the party's only just beginning. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
And with that, our time in Barcelona is done.
Next time, the teams will be adding another year to the legend of Spa-Francorchamps. Anything can happen at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yes, so next round out is Belgium with the custom calendar we've got. It was P1 Max Verstappen, P2 Yuki, Perez, Piastri up 8 places, Norris up 1 place, and up 16 places was Fernando Alonso. Lewis Hamilton P7, Valtteri Bottas P8, and Charles Leclerc lost 4 or 5 places at the end from hitting his own teammate. So that cost Ferrari no doubt money, but also championship points as well. And rounding up the points, we have George Russell in the driver's standings. That puts Bottas in front of Leclerc, with Bottas gaining 2 more points than him. So they were actually tied, it looks like. And Perez gains on Norris for P3. It probably will be once Tsunoda and Norris swap. And in the constructors, we gain on all of our rivals like Ferrari, Mercedes and Aston, but we don't make any indents on McLaren, who scored 3 more points than us today. Unfortunate, because I reckon we could have outscored McLaren by a lot today. Piastri got the fastest, well, he didn't get the fastest pit stop. McLaren got the fastest pit stop, and for the championship that strengthens McLaren. The Red Bull overtake Ferrari, Aston Martin overtake Alpine, and VCarb overtake us. Yeah, we had some decent pit stops, not amazing ones, but we still had decent ones. We get the sponsor money, and let's go in.